I am both frustrated and a little bit pissed at myself. You know, speaking of exploring, you know, I love to explore. I really do. I enjoy it. But I'm frustrated because the size of my rig is just really not conducive to exploration. My rig is effectively more conducive to camping. There are a few considerations, you know, that I think that most people should kind of be aware of. One of those considerations is, how much do you like to stop and look at stuff? Because I stop, or would love to stop, so much more. Biggest issue that I have is that, you know, a lot of these little pull-offs and stuff on the sides of the road, they really don't allow you to do that very easily. The bigger that your rig is, the more you're going to have a hard time making those quick stops to go, oh, wow, that's really cool. I would really like to just, you know, pull off on the side of the road here. You know, going through the mountains up there in Dixie Forest, I wanted to stop constantly. There was so much cool stuff to see, and some of those pull-offs required basically a car or, you know, nothing more than a van. There are a lot of benefits to being much, much smaller. I know that so many people really think, oh, well, you know, if I'm giving up my whole house, then I would really like to have something, you know, that's as big as possible. You know, we're talking like those big Cyclones, fifth wheels, toy haulers with 16 decks on them and all that. I don't even have any of that. I have a 28-foot travel trailer. No slides, nothing. Nothing like, you know, you see at most of these like campgrounds and stuff. For me, a fifth wheel would just be completely out of the question. Fifth wheels are more conducive to camping as well. But even my travel trailer, it really is made to go somewhere and then just stop. So if you go to a place and there are lots of little points of interest, you know, not necessarily like national monuments or state parks or national forest land or BLM. We're not talking about any of that stuff. You know, those are big things that are generally on a map, but I'm just talking about photographic opportunities. Stuff you would just want to see, take a photograph of, and then maybe, you know, move on. These places, when you start traveling, especially to places you've never been, you start seeing stuff that you've never seen. You know, if you're not on vacation and this is your life and you just want to be able to stop and look around, oh my God. Speaking of looking around, hang on, I'll show you in a second. You want something that you can reasonably live with as small as possible. You have, you know, a place to sit, a place to sleep, a place to cook, but you still want to be able to just slow down. So you guys might be wondering where I decided to stop. Well, this place had a big enough pull off. I'm actually on BLM land at the moment, but I am at a place called the Hoodoo. I think this is called Hoodoo Toadstools in southern Utah around Kanab. And I just want to show you all real quick what I'm currently looking at. Can you guys even believe that? Look at all those different colors in the rocks. Now this little pull off is only about a mile hike in and about a mile hike out. Wow. But as you can see, I mean, holy crap. You know, and it kind of begs the question, you know, it's like if you're in a bigger rig, how much of this cool stuff do you actually miss because you just don't have the ability to pull over? Oh my God. It's absolutely beautiful. And this is what was behind me. This is what you all were seeing in the background as I was walking. It's just insane. And there's places like this all over the place. But because I've got this, you know, much larger rig, it just pisses me off that there's just all of these little pull-offs. There's all these little things that you would want to look at and see and experience, and you just can't with those larger rigs. You know, I love my rig. I love having a vintage camper. I really do. I'm just not as enthused anymore about the size. At least it's not as much as I was. You know, when you're stopped and you're just camping, it's nowhere near as bad. You know, you're just like, oh, this is cool. This is great. You know, I've got everything. But if you're an explorer, if you enjoy going to these weird places and seeing these little odd sideshows, you know, if you're a photographer, a videographer, if you just have to stop really quick, it's just not going to be as interesting. Your trip will just not be as interesting. You'll make the best of it. You'll go, well, you know, man, we saw a lot of stuff, but you almost have to kind of ask yourself, how much more would you have seen if you had a slightly smaller rig? Something that was able to go where the cars go. I can see now why so many people use minivans, or hell, even regular size vans, even those full size Sprinters and Transits and ProMasters. They just allow you to get places a whole lot more effectively than, my Lord, so gorgeous. So much more effectively in those smaller vehicles. And the biggest problem that you have also when you are towing a trailer, towing a camper, you think, oh, well, you know, I'll just drop it off somewhere and then I'll go do my exploring. Well, that's fine for the most part if you're in a campground. At least maybe, you know, the likelihood of someone just hitching up to your rig and then driving off with it is extraordinarily low in a campground. But, you know, if you're camping out on BLM land where there's nobody else, and you think, okay, I'll drop my camper off and then I'll drive my truck and go in and see whatever it is I want to go see. Would you really? Would you leave your rig out there in the middle of a BLM forest where no one else is around, no one else could see, and be gone all day doing some hiking and exploring? Would you be willing to risk it? I don't think you would. I know that I wouldn't. So just the fear of having all of your stuff stolen kind of deters you a little bit from going, okay, this is great. I'm going to go. No, you're not. You're not going to, especially if you do this full time. This is your life, and that's your house. You're not leaving all of your stuff behind. At a little bit of an impasse here. Yep. Little something strange here. Oh, wow, look at the little billy goat. The little billy goat's going to make it up there, aren't you? Show Daddy where we're going. Where are we going? Will you all look at this dog? Get down here. Come. Easy. You crazy little thing. So, yeah. At the very least, my travels have got me at least considering something else. You know, being a person that loves to photograph and video stuff, it is, it's pretty important to me to be able to stop pretty quickly, you know, and the more weight you're dragging behind you, the harder it is to stop. And the longer your rig is, the harder it is to fit. At least when it's a bit smaller, boys. You know, it's not nearly as tough. Oh my goodness. It's not nearly as tough to get where I want to go. Anyway, I think we're just about where we are supposed to be. This is what we came to see. All right. Oh my God, it is gorgeous back here. You all have got to check this out. I swear, this place is like it's like an alien planet, because I have never seen anything like this in my entire life. I am just blown away at how amazing. I don't know any other word to describe it. It's just beautiful all at the same time. Like, it's absolutely amazing up here. I think you guys will absolutely love it if you decide to stop somewhere in southern Utah around Kanab, in the Pariah area. Make sure you come and see the toadstools for sure. At any rate, guys, thanks again for hanging out with me on this little walk and talk. Let me know down in the comment section below if you all would probably go bigger or smaller based on your own personal needs. Are you more like me? Want to stop a whole lot and photograph stuff? Or do you like to camp more? I'd like to hear it down below. At any rate, thanks so much for watching yet another riveting episode here on the Avion Awesome channel. I'm your host, Mark Bucket, and I'm going to see you guys again on the next one.